I want to beat Super Mario Bros. It's the original Mario game. It's what started it all. They've had so many that they are on Wonder now. That's it. They're in the W's rewards. That's how far Super Mario Bros. Has gone. The game is old enough to be going through a midlife crisis. And I want to say I beat it to everyone in the world. Which maybe I have. I don't know. I'm actually still making this video right now as I'm commentating this. Really fucking bad at me. I had the same goal last year too. I did like a legend mission and I failed at that. Which, is this like a legend mission kind of video? It kind of is, although I'm not gonna plan to title it like that. But it's like how I have Call of Duty on all my titles versus hunk of shit, because in reality, it's a hunk of shit. So yeah, it's just one of those. I went back and reviewed my videos to see how far I made before, which I only played a year ago, so great memory of me, I probably should remember by now. Although if you do rewatch my first video, I said my head was used as an ashtray for daddy's cigarettes, so that all checks out. But yes, if you go back and watch those videos, I didn't do great. The furthest I made it was 8-2 thanks to a bunch of shortcuts and cheats, but even those were enough to salvage me and my terrible gaming skills.
Holy hell, son, you're about as useful as a cock-flavored lollipop.
I am aware there is another solution to beating this game. It is to lock myself in a dark room and grind the shit out of it until I win. I will smell like the floor of a public transportation bus. It won't be pretty, but I would beat this game. Problem is, I don't want to do that, and I got about as much time available as your parents do to love you. So let's take a few cracks at this challenge and see where we end up. Alright, not a great start. This is not a good follow-up. Typically a good follow-up is you want to be polite, just kind of reminding the person you worked with, not acting suicidal. I only made it to 1-2 on my first run, as I was about as rusty as Steven Seagal's action skills have, well, ever been. I did it better in my next run as I got to World 8 by using the shortcuts. I also recall how much I disliked Lakitu, because he got all of his spike buddies he's throwing down to get me. And I remember this one paratrooper being stuck in this cage. It's pretty fun to make fun of him. Well, once I finally got to A2, the furthest I've ever made it, we ended up at
Stairway to heaven.
Now as I get further in this video, it's best we talk about strategy, which as I showed is cheating and skipping all the levels to get to World 8. Trying to get as many mushrooms and star powers as possible, which I'm amazed for how many locations I forgot each time I played. It's, you think I remember that. But the biggest strategy was getting as many 1-ups as possible. I basically played like 6 levels or something, being as I just keep skipping to World 8, and 5 of them have 1-ups. Getting these 1-ups will be able to keep me alive for longer and give me more opportunities to beat these levels and beat the game. As there was going to be that level to be a thorn in my side, similar to how Daddy describes me. In looking back at my previous runs, World 8-2 was the farthest I had made it. And that was what this was shaping up to be. I made it to this block right here, where I made it last time as well and failed to achieve my goal. I was determined not to repeat my mistakes. I just am not very good at my determination. I look back at this and I think you just can't start on this block to make the jump. There's no space to get a good running start and you end up just... Another depressing part in 8-2 is that you get the 1-up mushroom. You can't let it leave the screen when that happens. Like, think of that mushroom as your Tinder date, and it's about to ghost you. And don't worry, I didn't even make it to that jump consistently. I would find ways to fail well beforehand and limit my chances to get my personal best. I just had a bunch of... Which, let's go over these fuck-ups in more detail. Like here, I have a great strategy to skip to World 4, and I just complete the level instead. I don't know what I was doing here. I must have been distracted. Maybe I was thinking of that tasty Popeye chicken sandwich I just had. Or remember the scars from Daddy's beatings. It's not just me fucking up either. The recording doesn't show Mario when he's just hit, so you can't see how I died here. But I like the scapegoat, just like how Daddy liked the scapegoat, which was blaming me. And I'll say that recording equipment was the scapegoat. But sometimes it was out of fear too. I go for trying to kill the cloud cock and completely miss, try to run away from the spiny dude, and I just run into the hole. But at least Daddy can't beat me down there. But in the end, I just can't escape the situation. It reminds me of the depression that Daddy just gave me. In this clip, I missed the jump for the 1-up, and I wasn't sure what to do, so I just lose a firepower I earned by running into a wimpy Goomba. It's basically the Mario World equivalent of cutting yourself. But the main thing with all this was I eventually would pull through, get back to World 8-2, and that just was a hump I couldn't get over. I died in many ways in this level. No matter how many times I got there, I just couldn't make this one jump. I really should look up a guy how to make it. It's gotta be that you gotta be sprinting onto this block before you even get there. But as many of you know, I don't do that. I instead watch movies like Winnie the Pooh and the Emoji Movie, which they are both quite similar. They are, and star, shit. So naturally I never learned how to beat it. However, I had a plan. I spent years devising the perfect plan for me to conquer this level. World 8-2 was going to bow before the glory of my greatness as I defeat it with grace and humility. What did those years of research get me? or well, seconds, the grand idea of playing as late as 3 in the morning. That's right, I sacrificed a decent night's sleep to beat this level. I'd play it another time, but I am an overworked employee that is well aware of the bullshit that is the 9 to 5 hours. I'm like a step away from having the only decision left for me for being where God decides if I go to heaven or hell. But damn it, I wanted to beat this, and 3 AM was the only time spot. Did I get the cheeseburgers like Patrick did? Oh boy, 3 AM! Well, I have you know, that did not work at all. I made it 8-2 once and had like a more embarrassing fails the entire Detroit Lions franchise had. Yeah, you may have had a good year this year, but when 66% of your playoff wins comes in this year and even make the Super Bowl, yeah, you gotta accept that your history is just nothing but stinky doo-doo. So I entered this mission hoping I would beat this game, and still got no better at it from when I last played. Well, what did we learn from today in my experience? I don't really know, to be honest. I kind of zoned out during the commentary and I kind of forgot what I was talking about. Maybe I should just go get some sleep. Does that sound good to you, Mario? Yep, seems like you're cool with that.